Hey YouTube, welcome back to another video. So as someone who plays trombone for a living, one of the things that I've learned that kind of nobody tells you is that you need to be able to do it all the time. You don't really get to have bad days. And obviously you can practice a lot and just get better and like figure out your chops and stuff. I recommend doing that. But there are things outside of just literally playing the trombone that you can do to make yourself more consistent every single day when you need to just be good. I might have brought this up before, but you might think that pros just play it like 100% every day. We're all amazing all the time. It's not really true. The fact is that we're really just pushing up our floor of performance constantly. You never want to be playing where you're only at like 20%, or like a big dip, because that would be bad. You can't really play like that. You want to constantly push up that floor so you're always playing at like 85%, where it's very good. It's definitely good enough. It'd be nice to have a really good day where you're playing at 100%, but you don't need it because your lowest lows are at like 80%. So let's talk about some strategies and some things that I do to make sure that happens. So first of all, obviously, number one, practice and get to know your instrument and your face. Blah, blah, blah. We talked about that a lot. Let's talk about things external to the trombone to make sure that you and your body are working at 100% all the time. Number one is hydration. Drink a lot of water. I've talked about this a couple times in the past, but let's talk about it just a little more right now. The average person can get by relying on their sense of thirst. You know, your body kind of runs low on water and it kind of triggers your mind to go, hey, I need water. So you drink a little bit of water. And the average person kind of live in that area down here where they're just constantly kind of going, oh, I'm thirsty. We don't have that luxury. The chops, the lips, the mouth, all this kind of stuff is pretty low priority for our body. If you are getting any sense of dehydration, if you're living in this area where you're constantly getting thirsty, your body is taking moisture out of these areas because for an average person, they're just not that important. You don't need to have moisture in this stuff. You need to be able to pump blood through your heart and other, like, you know, have your brain work and stuff like that. And so instead of living down here where you're constantly getting thirsty, you need to live up here where you are constantly ahead of thirst. I do not drink when I'm thirsty. I drink just automatically. I drink a little bit, a lot. I'm never just chugging a bunch of water and forgetting about it and getting thirsty and then doing it again. I'm drinking all the time just out of habit. That's my number one thing. Number two, I guess, on this list is just constant hydration where you're not relying on that sense of thirst, because that does not help. I will say different bodies have different levels of retaining water. I know a lot of people who just kind of like don't drink water somehow. But I have my body, they have theirs. Mine does not retain water. If I go like in this climate where I am right now, if I go like an hour without drinking water, I'm already down at this level and I'm plunging into dehydration. I have to think several hours ahead at all times and constantly drink water and just always have my water bottle with me and never really forget about it. Some people don't have to worry about that, but that's big for me. Another thing that helps me retain water and not just feel like butt all the time is electrolytes. I've talked about this in the past. This is what I'm using now. These Gatorade Propel Fitness Water. If you are getting sweaty a lot and therefore losing electrolytes, that's like the salt that comes out of you. And even sometimes if you're not, you need to replenish your electrolytes. And especially if you're drinking a lot of water, that flushes the electrolytes out of your system. And that means you're not actually retaining the water and you just end up getting dehydrated anyway. This makes sure it stays in your body. I typically kind of drink one of these throughout the course of a day. And when I'm working, like 1.5 or 2. They have no sugar, so you're not getting a bunch of nasty stuff at the same time. I prefer not to drink like Gatorade, things like that. I prefer the sugar-free ones. You can also get like powders and liquids and stuff that you can add to water. But the point of this is not to drink it by itself. It is to supplement the water that you are drinking. This is what's hydrating you. This is what's like making sure that the water actually does that. So don't just drink these. That would probably work, but it's going to cost you a lot of money, and it's more than you need. So I'm constantly grazing on these as well. I should probably have some soon. Remember, I'm not a doctor. I only have a master's, and it's not in medicine. But number 3 on my list is creatine. You might think this is like super hardcore bodybuilding stuff, and it is for people who do that. A friend of mine told me to get on this. I looked it up. I've done some research, and basically, unless you have some pre-existing conditions, which are not actually that many, it's just kind of good for you. If you know about ATP, it's a substance in your cells that gives you like energy, and this kind of breaks down into that substance and lets you work harder for longer in very, very general terms. And what I notice is that I just have more energy to do things throughout the day when I do this. And specifically, yes, it helps my workouts, my strength workouts, but also my face. Again, the body does not consider this a very high priority for like hydration, that kind of stuff. It just doesn't matter that much in general to the body's health. We are well above that threshold, right? We need this stuff to work all the time, and the creatine really helps that just kind of stay turned on. I definitely have days where I kind of feel okay, and I can tell that this is like really like puffy and swollen and just not able to vibrate because my body is like working on something else. Maybe I did a workout that morning, and so I can tell my body is like prioritizing, hey, let's rebuild these muscles after they got torn up doing that workout, and my face is just kind of left to rot. And the creatine makes sure that kind of doesn't happen. It's not that expensive. It's really easy to dose. Again, look up and make sure you're not going to get sick from it. Again, it's really hard to, there's not that many people who do, but I find it's a really easy way to just kind of feel much better every single day. Number 4 on the list, and this is maybe not less important than creatine, but also getting enough protein. Most diets don't really incorporate enough. Again, not a doctor. For me, I have to eat a lot of supplemental protein in order to get enough for my body to kind of feel normal at any given time. You may remember a couple of years ago, I actually lost a bunch of weight because I was literally just not getting enough protein, enough food in me. And therefore, I take some of this, and it really massively helps the chops as well. When I do that, I take one protein shake, which is 2 scoops out of that particular brand, and I drink it throughout the entire morning. I don't do it all in one go because I just don't find that I really need that. I kind of space it out through part of the day, and that really helps my body rebuild and let the chops feel like they've got something to work with, as well as the rest of the body. We have to hold up our instruments, we have to breathe, we have to stand up and or sit down. We're still using the muscles in our back to sit up well or stand up. And getting enough protein just makes your life so much easier compared to if you're just kind of below that threshold and your body's starting to eat your muscles in order to keep working. After that, it's really up to you and your body. My list keeps going down, several different things. I work out every day. I stretch every single day. There's other things I just totally spaced, but I swear I do them every day. I try to eat cleanly because there are certain things you do have to kind of give up if you're a brass player and you have a certain kind of body. Like me, I have to eat pretty cleanly. I can't drink a lot, can't partake because that just really messes me up. There's a bunch of stuff on the list like that is more personal than the things that I had first on this list. I really think it's important to hydrate. It's really important to get enough protein. I think creatine probably helps pretty much everybody. And obviously, practice, get to know your instrument, etc. That's all I got for now. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.